Namaskar, I'm Abhishek Mahajan. In the next half an hour, we'll give you the latest updates across the globe. Let's start with national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation tonight at 8 p.m, during which he will talk about issues related to COVID-19 and the efforts to combat it. Prime Minister tweeted this last night after chairing high-level meeting to review ongoing efforts of the government to contain COVID-19 and discuss ways to further strengthen India's preparedness. Total number of active coronavirus cases in India has risen to 149, including 25 foreign nationals. One more death was reported today from Punjab, taking the total death toll to 4 across the country. Highest number of 44 confirmed cases have been recorded from Maharashtra. Health Minister Harshvardhan chaired 8th Group of Ministers meeting today to review measures taken to contain COVID-19 spread and take stock of the situation. Union Ministers S. Jaishankar, Hardeep Singh Puri, Ashwini Chaubey were also present in the meeting. Government issued new advisory to check coronavirus spread after the meeting of Group of Ministers. The advisory says no international carrier will be allowed to land in India from March 22nd for a week and asks citizens above 65 and children below 10 to stay at home. It also suspends all concessional travel by railways and civil aviation. Ministry of External Affairs has set up a COVID control room with dedicated 24/7 helplines. Additional Secretary Damu Ravi told media that right now 25 to 30 people are working in the control room and it is being strengthened further. Damu Ravi also said that situation in Iran is very severe. He informed that 590 Indians have been evacuated so far from Iran and assured that Indian mission in Iran is fully considerate to concerns of Indians there. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced his government's decision to close restaurants in Delhi till March 31st. Eating at restaurants will be prohibited, but takeaway of foods or delivery of food will continue. Various state governments are taking serious efforts to curb coronavirus spread. Rajasthan government has imposed Section 144 in the entire state till 31st March, while Uttar Pradesh government imposed Section 144 in Noida district due to rise in positive cases. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said that the state is fighting a war against coronavirus. He added that all precautionary measures are being taken and urged people to avoid unnecessary travelling. Thackeray also spoke to the Prime Minister, who promised full cooperation from the central government. In Pune, all schools, colleges, public parks and malls have been shut on the orders of the government authorities in the wake of coronavirus. Administration and health authorities have been taking every possible measure to stop spreading coronavirus in the city. Indian Council of Medical Research said that there is no evidence of community transmission of COVID-19 in India. To prove this, ICMR conducted testing of 826 random samples, all of which turned out negative. ICMR DG said it is further scaling up the progress in random testing. Beneficiaries of public distribution system can now lift their quota of subsidized food grains for 6 months in one go. Union Minister Ramvilas Paswan announced this in line with government's approach of Sampoorn Sarkar Samaj while fighting coronavirus. In efforts to contain coronavirus spread, Human Resource Development Ministry has asked educational institutions and examination boards including CBSE to postpone exams after 31st March. IIT JEE university exams are also included in it. Former Chief Justice of India Ranjan Gogoi took oath as nominated member of Rajya Sabha. His family was also present in the visitors' gallery during the oath. Earlier, he called upon Vice President and Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Following the oath, Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasar said that Rajya Sabha has a great tradition of many eminent persons coming from diverse fields, including former CJIs. His statement came after Congress MPs staged walkout over Gogoi's nomination, citing judicial independence. The target of Prime Minister Awas Yojana will be achieved way ahead of the stipulated time frame. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said this in Lok Sabha. He said that all beneficiaries will be allotted houses before 2022. The new Motor Vehicles Act has caused 10% reduction in accident fatalities. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari informed this in Lok Sabha. He said that government is working on eliminating black spots on national and state highways, which will further reduce road accidents. In Maharashtra, 7 candidates, including Union Minister of State for Social Justice Ramdas Athavale and Nationalist Congress Party Chief Sharad Pawar, have been elected unopposed to the Rajya Sabha. The official announcement in this regard was made in Mumbai last evening. Supreme Court dismissed curative petition filed by death row convict Pawan Kumar Gupta today. Pawan sought commutation of his death sentence to life imprisonment on his ground that he was minor during the crime. The apex court had earlier rejected his review petition that cited same grounds. Later, mother of Delhi gang rape victim Asha Devi said court gave convicts so many opportunities that they have become habituated of bringing something ahead of hanging and get it postponed. Now our courts are aware of their tactics and Nirbhaya will get justice tomorrow. Legal options of other convicts also appear to be over now as Supreme Court dismissed plea of Mukesh Singh challenging the Delhi High Court's order rejecting his claim that he was not in Delhi when the crime took place. Later, Delhi's Patiala House Court dismissed the plea of convicts seeking a stay on execution. All the convicts are scheduled to be hanged early morning tomorrow. In Madhya Pradesh political crisis, the Supreme Court today suggested that Assembly Speaker N.P. Prajapati should interact with the rebel Congress MLAs through video link, or the court can appoint an observer to allay the fear that the legislators are in captivity. However, the Speaker has refused to accept the top court's proposal. BJP leader Shivraj Singh Chauhan later said that delay in floor test is just an excuse for them to get some more time as they have lost the majority in the House. He added that truth and justice will prevail as we have full faith over the Supreme Court. BJP leader Narottam Mishra slammed Congress for delaying floor test. Mishra also attacked Digvijay Singh, saying Singh's hunger strike is drama and she should do it for farmers and not for his political interests. Jammu and Kashmir administration has extended free of cost health insurance of Rs 5 lakh under Ayushman Bharat to all residents of the Union Territory. The decision was taken in Administrative Council meeting chaired by Lieutenant Governor G.C. Murmu yesterday. It will provide universal health coverage in the Union Territory. Enforcement Directorate today probed Reliance Group Chairman Anil Ambani in connection with a money laundering probe against Yes Bank promoter Rana Kapoor and others. Ambani Group's 9 companies are stated to have taken loans of about Rs 12,800 crore from Yes Bank that became stressed. RBI has extended Rs 60,000 crore credit line to Yes Bank so that it meets obligation of depositors. This is in line with assurance given by RBI Governor Shaktikant Das on Monday, saying the regulator was ready to offer liquidity if required after lifting of moratorium. Easing compliance requirements amid coronavirus outbreak, regulator SEBI has given a 45-day relaxation for companies to file their fourth quarter results as well as an additional 1 month's time to submit their annual results. Besides, SEBI also relaxed the time gap required between 2 board meetings of a company. After briefly turning positive in afternoon trade, Sensex settled 581.28 points or 2% lower at 28,288.23. It swung over 2,656.07 points through the session. Similarly, Nifty settled 205.35 points down at 8,263 after dropping below the 7,900 level intraday. Crude oil prices rose by Rs 126 to Rs 1,745 per barrel as participants created fresh position tracking a positive trend overseas. The rupee plummeted 81 paise to 75.07 against the US dollar during the day. Gold gained Rs 31 to Rs 40,718 per 10 gram in the national capital amid sharp rupee depreciation. Silver, however, declined by Rs 190 to Rs 35,444 per kg against the previous close of Rs 35,634 per kg. In the US, the broad-based S&P 500 dropped 5.2% to finish at 2,398.10, while the tech-rich Nasdaq Composite Index tumbled 4.7% to 6,989.84. Meanwhile, the economists are slashing their forecast as more sectors shut down. US automakers were another hard-hit industry, with General Motors losing 17.3% and Ford 10.2%. 2 US lawmakers were confirmed positive of coronavirus as the number of deaths due to deadly virus crossed 150 in America. Republican Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart from Florida became the first American lawmaker to have tested positive for the virus. The tally of confirmed cases of the coronavirus pandemic has broken the threshold of 2 lakh, reaching 2,136 according to the latest statistics of the Johns Hopkins University. The number of infection outside China is 1,20,334. The global death toll is rapidly increasing soon to reach 9,000. Iran reported 1,178 more confirmed cases and 135 more deaths, with the death toll edging toward 1,000, although a total of 5,389 people have recovered. Latin American countries including Costa Rica, Dominica, Haiti, Chile, Uruguay, Colombia also announced the closure of border ports to foreigners. These exist stringent measures to limit gatherings and curb movement as meetings and gatherings stand still and people are forced to stay at home. The U.S. Senate on Wednesday passed legislation providing more than $100 billion to confront the growing coronavirus outbreak. The bill will provide free tests, expand paid sick leaves, additional food aid and other urgently needed steps. In France, Parisians confined to their homes due to lockdown showed their appreciation for stretched health workers by applauding from windows and balconies across the capital against the epidemic, which has cost 264 lives in France with more than 9,000 people infected. In Madrid, residents hung on their balconies showed their gratitude to health workers in a massive applause. The outbreak has till now affected more than 13,000 people across Spain. The country's tally of coronavirus cases rose to 13,716 on Wednesday, and the number of fatalities rose to 558. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom said that countries across the world must take a comprehensive approach to fight the pandemic of COVID-19 disease. He said that to control the epidemic, countries must isolate, test, treat and trace the deadly virus. He said the test and trace strategy must be the backbone of the response in every country. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and US President Donald Trump said that their countries would close their border to non-essential traffic. Trudeau also said his government would provide $18.6 billion in stimulus directly to Canadian families and businesses struggling because of the coronavirus outbreak. Canada has recorded about 600 cases of the virus nationwide and 8 deaths. US President Donald Trump said that production of desperately needing medical equipment to battle the coronavirus pandemic has been accelerated. He also announced to invoke a Defense Production Act to allow the US government to speed production of masks, respirators, ventilators and other equipment needs. The Syrian city of Latakia started a sanitization campaign in efforts to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Cited the measure taken, Syria has delayed parliamentary elections, shut schools and cancelled most public events to prevent any spread of the coronavirus, although the country still remained free of the virus. In Hong Kong, residents living overseas rushed back, fearing they may not be able to leave or may not be allowed to return. City implements a travel measure that requires all travellers to undergo a mandatory 14-day quarantine. In Iraq, authorities imposed a curfew in Baghdad starting from March 18 till March 24, forcing residents to stay inside following the outbreak of coronavirus. Streets in the capital were empty as police officers patrolled abandoned markets and stopped cars to enforce the curfew. Iraq has reported 154 confirmed cases of the coronavirus with 11 deaths. Meanwhile, in the Gulf nations, Lebanon temporarily shuts its only airport as part of a state of health emergency to combat coronavirus. Lebanon's government ordered the closure of borders, ports and airports from March 18 to 29th and obliged citizens to remain at home except for matters of extreme necessity. In what is now declared as the new epicenter of outbreak, Italy has reported 475 new deaths from the novel coronavirus, marking the highest one-day official toll of any nation and taking the death toll to 2,978. The shutdowns are due to expire on March 25th. Britain's Prince William delivered a rallying address to the nation on Wednesday as the world battles the spread of coronavirus. Speaking from Kensington Palace, the royal shared a short video in collaboration with National Emergencies Trust for funds to help support local charities across the country. German Chancellor Angela Merkel urged all citizens to help fight the spread of the coronavirus by sticking to the latest rules aimed at reducing direct social contact and avoiding as much new infections as possible. She also termed this time as a challenge to country after World War II. Merkel's address to the nation was the first time in nearly 15 years in office that she has spoken to the country other than in her annual New Year's address. Rio de Janeiro's Christ the Redeemer lit up yesterday with images of continents grappling with the coronavirus pandemic. A light show projected the flags of afflicted nations upon the isolated statue. The 125-foot tall statue appears to balance improbably atop Corvocado mountain. In Peru's Lima, applause rang out to honor those medics who are continuously battling the coronavirus pandemic in the country. Peru has till now 86 confirmed cases. Meanwhile, President Martin Vizcarra announced a 15-day state of emergency amid the total closure of the country's border. In Paris, streets surrounding famous landmarks remain empty with just a few cars seen on the roads after a government lockdown was put in place. The French government put its 67 million people under lockdown in an unprecedented act during peacetime. The lockdown came in force after an almost 20% rise in deaths in just 24 hours in the country. In the Netherlands, Dutch Minister for Medical Care collapsed briefly during a debate in Parliament on coronavirus because of what he called exhaustion from weeks of intense work. Bruno Bruns fell behind the speaker's lectern while taking questions and was held up by fellow ministers. The country saw cases rising by 346 to more than 2,000 with 58 deaths. In a show of solidarity, Danes have been cheering from their windows, supporting people such as police officers, healthcare workers, supermarket employees working during the COVID-19 crisis. In Denmark's Copenhagen, people lean out of their windows to cheer for those still working to help the country stay afloat as the country has banned large public gatherings. Mexican migrant shelters along the U.S. border are racing to respond to coronavirus as fears mount. In Ciudad Juarez, ground zero for Trump administrations remain in Mexico's policy. Shelter directors are scrambling to improve hygiene to keep migrants safe as coronavirus cases rise on both sides of the border. China is sending 1 million surgical masks and gloves to France to help it fight the coronavirus, according to French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian. The first plane arrived via Belgium and a second will arrive shortly. In China, life is returning to normal as coronavirus outbreak has slowed down. The central province of Hubei and its capital Wuhan governments have allowed educational institutions to resume classes this month. Well, on a positive note, Beijing hit a record number of imported cases of the coronavirus as new local transmissions in China fell to zero. It's the first time since the virus took hold in Hubei's capital Wuhan that China has recorded no locally transmitted cases. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju said that all training centers will be closed till 15th April and all camps will also be suspended. He also said that only athletes qualified for Olympics and on verge of qualification will be allowed to train under strict vigilance in training centers. In another statement in Lok Sabha, Kiran Rijiju said that the government will make efforts to take indigenous sport kabaddi to the Olympics. He said that a total of 2,880 athletes have been selected under Khelo India scheme for further training. Former Indian batting coach Sanjay Bangar has decided not to accept Bangladesh Cricket Board's proposal to become the team's advisor due to personal and professional commitments. The BCB had proposed to Bangar for coaching Bangladesh batsmen in Test cricket. Indian female umpires Janani Narayanan and Brinda Rathi named in the international panel of ICC development umpires. With the latest inclusion, India now have 3 female match officials on the ICC panel, with GS Lakshmi on the international panel of match referees. Big-hitting Australian batsman Matthew Wade abandoned plans to play with English county side Somerset after being advised to rest an injured knee. The 32-year-old had been paired up for the first half of the English summer, but he had been told to recuperate. The Pakistan Cricket Board claimed that all the 128 COVID-19 tests it conducted on its players, support staff, match officials, broadcasters and team owners involved in the PSL have come negative. The PCB had conducted the test on March 17th. The South African cricket team has been asked to self-quarantine for the next 14 days after returning midway from the ODI tour of India due to COVID-19 pandemic. The players have been told to isolate themselves and will be tested for the deadly virus in case any symptoms show up. Legendary Indian tennis player Leander Paes said that the country must not panic and fall in the trap of fake news in its battle to contain the COVID-19 pandemic, urging people to follow WHO guidelines to stay safe. Top soccer leagues across Europe are searching for the earliest possible dates to resume games if the coronavirus pandemic allows. The English Premier League's 20 clubs will discuss options to restart or dissolve the most valuable domestic competition in world soccer. Australia's ODI skipper Aaron Finch has said that his country's cricketers risk getting a massive financial jolt if the IPL and their home season are halted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but they have to accept the situation as we all are in this together. The English Football League put forward a short-term relief package worth £50 million to assist cash-strapped clubs in the divisions below the Premier League during the coronavirus outbreak. Soccer in England was brought to a halt last week. The International Olympic Committee and the Tokyo Games organizers are adamant that the Games will start on July 24th as scheduled, despite the coronavirus pandemic crippling healthcare systems and destroying economies across the world. All men's and women's professional tennis tournaments through June 7 are being called off because of the coronavirus pandemic. The ATP and WTA announced that the entire clay court circuit will not be held as scheduled. The staffers of the Indian Olympic Association will be asked to work from home from the next week, with the sports body set to suspend majority of its operations from its headquarters in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. After coming back from a coronavirus-forced hotel arrest in Pakistan, South African pacer Dale Steyn says it's a pity that sporting events are being cancelled due to the crisis. While the games around the world are cancelled, international chess competition is being organized in Russia, on the other hand, in which 8 of the world's best chess players are participating. The president of the Colombia Football Federation has welcomed the decision to postpone the Copa America Cup due to coronavirus. He said that decision was a step in the right direction. Indian cricketer R. Ashwin appealed to make a habit of creating social distance and to take care of the society to prevent the COVID-19 epidemic. The England Cricket Board has also taken a major step due to the worldwide epidemic caused by the coronavirus. The ECB has completely discontinued all types of cricket formats in its country. The latest cancellation of a series of events on the PGA Tour due to COVID-19 pandemic has been welcomed by the Indian duo of Anirban Lahiri and Arjun Atwal, who play on the world's biggest and most lucrative golf tour. Paleontologists have identified a fossil dubbed as the Wonder Chicken that is providing a rare glimpse into the early evolution of modern birds at the twilight of the age of dinosaurs, right before an asteroid impact altered the course of life on Earth. Internationally acclaimed sand artist from Odisha, Doordarshan Patnaik, beautifully paid tribute to the medical fraternity for COVID-19. The sand art illustrates the narrative to stay at home and stay safe. Japan's iconic cherry blossom season has kicked off in Tokyo, but this year there's no one to witness the beauty due to COVID-19. Tokyo's cherry blossom season has started 12 days earlier than average due to rising temperatures. Meanwhile, as Japanese are avoiding streets, cancelling outdoor activities, a unique initiative has been taken by a local dance teacher of a local dance form, Nihon Boyo, are conducting lessons from home using webcams and tablets. The World Health Organization is putting every effort to aware people about the recent coronavirus outbreak. As a part of its outreach program, WHO has shared a detailed video of COVID-19 showing the origin, transmission, symptoms of this virus and how to prevent it from spreading. In Hyderabad, the Rachakonda police promoted the washing of hands as part of awareness drive against coronavirus. This was done on an active road with the spectators stopping to view the demonstration. Oscar winner Jamie Foxx is set to direct faith-based drama When We Pray. The film will be Foxx's second directorial venture after yet to be released All-Star Weekend. The impact of the coronavirus is being seen on the Indian film industry as well, in which MP and actress Mimi Chakrabarti has isolated herself at home. Mimi returned to India from England. Coronavirus has caused a spike in OTT platform users, hence Eros now has decided to provide its Indian audience with 2 months of free subscription. Eros Now's Twitter handle confirmed this news in a recent tweet. The Oscar winner Bong Joon-ho's Parasite will be available to Indian audiences from March 27th on Amazon Prime Video. Parasite will also be available with Hindi dubbing. Actor Priyanka Chopra urged followers to rely on authentic sources of information about coronavirus and arranged an Instagram Live with top personnel of WHO to raise awareness. Padma Bhushan awardee and the director of the award-winning movies Sparsh and Chashme Badur, Sai Paranjpe, turns 82 today. Tom Cruise, who shot to international stardom after Tony Scott's Top Gun, says he didn't want to do a Top Gun sequel and even told producer Jerry Bruckheimer to forget about making a sequel to the 1986 original. Cruise is set to reprise his role as Pete Maverick Mitchell in Top Gun Maverick. Trevor Noah's The Daily Show navigated to YouTube as a new video was posted on show's YouTube channel with the title The Daily Social Distancing Show, as the host Trevor Noah is currently self-isolating at his house in New York City. Fans of Friends will now have to wait longer for the special reunion episode, as the filming for the sitcom has been shelved until May in the wake of the coronavirus scare. Hotstar special on Friday Storytellers Special Ops is the story of 19-year hunt for the man behind the terror attacks on India. Co-directed by Neeraj Pandey and Shivam Nair, opened on March 17. The 8-episode series has for the first time recreated the Parliament attack on celluloid. The 26-year-old voice actor Rachel Matthews, who lent her voice in Frozen 2, recently announced that she has been tested positive for coronavirus and is under quarantine since last week. And as we told you earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 8 p.m. So stay tuned. Namaskar.